What's up, everybody? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I am out here in the woods enjoying this beautiful weather. Last week I tried to do a Sunday chat. I did it in the shop. It was only like 12 and a half minutes and I could not get it to upload. We have had Starlink internet for quite a while now, and that was the best option for us. But it didn't work great at the house, and I got tired of running it back and forth to the shop every time I needed it. So we got new internet as of Wednesday at the house, and it is all just fine. It's working great, and that means I left the Starlink at the shop. That way I can do live streams and any kind of web work that needs to be done there. And it's staying there. I roof mounted the whole little board that comes with it. It's pretty good over there. It's really good over there. There's no obstructions. It's wide open sky. We're not able to get that over the house here. But the Trailwave internet that we've got is fantastic. It's a gig of internet, and it is really fast. So I'm able to do web work very efficiently, and that has been really nice because I have not had that ever. When we were at the old place, we had Windscreen, and I vowed never to do it again. But we're in the area for Trailwave, HEMC Trailwave, and that's what we got. That being said, I'm going to be doing some live streams with Tim's School of Fish. He and I have been planning to do a live stream for quite a while now, and I'm still not entirely sure on what day we're going to do it. But we're going to set up a live stream and just talk knife stuff and anything else that we may feel like needs to be discussed in the moment. I have some other live streams that I've been asked to join repeatedly for the past 6 months, and it just hasn't worked out. But now that I am in a stable position, I'll be able to do that, and I'm looking forward to that. What's next? So this past week, was super busy. I busted ass all day, every day, and had a good drop and a good run. 16 knives. I got finished up last week. That's pretty good speed for where we're at. I gotta be honest, my output is way down because I'm not at the shop. I'm not living at the shop. The shop's not at home, and that just it has really been a challenge to get moving forward like that, because at the last place I didn't have to work all the time. I didn't have to really work on a Sunday or a Saturday, but I would go to the shop and I would do a heat treat. I'd be out there for 15-20 minutes and then putting knives in the oven to temper. That's a 2-hour cycle, let them cool off, and then another 2 hours. So I was able to really nail down a whole bunch at once with not a lot of extra time. Now I'm having that challenge where I'm having to manage what I do constantly in order to get done what I need to get done every week, instead of being able to really boost myself up for the next week at the end of every week or over the weekend. So that's been interesting. Since we moved into the new place over here, we have been just stuck in survival mode, and it has really been hard on us to let go and relax. And just this past week, did we all really say at separate times without, any influence from each other. All of us kind of looked at each other at the same time, different times. and said, I feel really good this week. And I know I did. I can only speak for the rest of us as they tell me, but I know I did. I felt really good this week. And with everything that I got done, I don't know, it just kind of surprised me, I guess. Because usually when I do runs like that, 15, 16 knives, I have some blades heat treated from the week before, and I had 4 of them that were already heat treated that had been sitting there, the Hornets, these guys, and I'll get to those in just a minute. I had planned to try the Cerakote with those blades, and I just kind of needed them off of my bench because I wasn't quite ready for it. I'm going to be doing that this week. I'm going to set up a Cerakote spray booth. This coming week will be kind of, the next 2 weeks will be all Hawk and Eagle work. And anything that I can get done inside there that is order related, I will. But usually when anyway, I got sidetracked. When I have a good run like that, I've got some blades that have been heat treated, and I did have some blades that have been heat treated. But I did 2 heat treats on Monday, and they were started straight from the billet, which is pretty rare to do more than 1 heat treat in the week and actually get those knives finished this week. I'm usually a week out on the heat treating is what I'm getting at, I guess. I'll do blades and they'll sit there for a week. I'll do the last ones that I heat treated. Then the next week I'll heat treat more and do the last ones that I heat treated. If that kind of makes sense. I'm running in circles. Got sidetracked. So, yeah, I got a lot done this week, and it just coincided well with how I was feeling. I guess it gave me a little boost of confidence. So, anyway, let's get to the new stuff here, because that's more interesting, right? So, these are all sold, but I wanted to bring them out here and show you anyway. But this is a Hornet Nitro V. It's been bead blasted, and it is covered with Grip Tech. This is a rubber resin composite. It's a resin, and it's filled with rubber. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to focus. Maybe so. There we go. Cool. So all those little black specks in there, that's rubber. And this, the fit on these and finish is really clean because it's bead blasted. What I learned with Grip Tech and just a little bit of working with it is that it is a massive pain in the ass to get the way I wanted it without bead blasting it. And what I mean by that is all those rubber specks won't expose themselves and get that rubbery feel if they're super smooth. Now, the sides of this handle are smooth, and that is just the way that the sheet came. Now, I could go and make it extra coarse. I left it that way because I thought it looked cleaner. It feels a little cleaner. The edges all the way around the radius, just like the micarta, are very, very, very grippy. And I think that it leaves a good feel for sure. It doesn't feel over grippy, and it doesn't feel under grippy at all. Now, the Grip Tech is really cool. The Grip Tech is done by Rock Solid Scales, Matt with Rock Solid Scales. And I talked with him about this stuff when he first came out with it. He sent me an email or something telling me I should try it. It might have been on Instagram or something. But anyway, he wanted me to try this stuff, and all he had was scales. And I really don't work much with scales unless I'll get some scales from MMS sometimes if they've got them on sale for nothing. Most of the time, scales are more expensive. They are more expensive than just buying in bulk in a sheet. So I told him at Blade Show, if you get some sheets, let me know. Well, he got some sheets, and I bought some. And this is the Viridian. It's not, I called it Viridian Blue, but it's not Viridian Blue. That's not the name. The name is Viridian. That is it. I don't know what happened to the lighting. It got weird all of a sudden. And that one right there is, well, let's see. This is the OD Green Grip Tech. See those black specks in there? Pretty dang sweet. Another thing you're probably noticing already is the Gulso bolts as opposed to the Corby screws, which is what I usually use. These right here is what I usually use. And I like the finish. I like the fit of the Corby screws. They're flush mount, and they don't come apart. The threads are red thread lockered in, and the heads are glued in, and they're torqued down. They won't come out. You got to drill them out. But these will come apart quite easily. There's no thread locker. There's no glue. There's nothing holding them in except for the torque of the threads. That's it. This is probably my favorite of the three so far that I've tried. They've got like 150 different colors, and he does multicolored stuff. Now, I'm not planning on switching to Grip Tech entirely. Number one, I don't like working with it. I don't like working with it at all. I can't lie. I don't like working with it in any way. It is a mess. When I cut it with a bandsaw, all the little resin fiber fine hairs go everywhere. And then when I cut it, the radius with the router, it goes everywhere. Grinder dust is nothing different. Everything makes the same amount of mess there. But this stuff, all that little rubber sticks to everything, and it is all over my walls, all over the floor, and in places that I probably won't ever get it all off. So, I don't intend to use it exclusively and do nothing else. That is not my plan. That was not ever my plan. But it is awesome, and it feels really cool. So this is the black, and you can see the specks in there. I wiped them all with oil to darken them and take away the whole, I don't know what the proper terminology is. The rough finish when it's dry and it's all white from the dust or lighter colored. Shit, I don't know why I'm having such a damn hard time talking right now. My goodness. But this is really good looking black. I want to do a blackout of just about every model just because. And my plan was to go with something blacker than the black micarta. The black micarta, when it dries out, the fibers in the micarta, the canvas, are white, so it lightens up. Of course, when you shoot it with some WD-40, it'll darken right up. It's no big deal. But if you're using it, carrying it all the time, it's not oily all the time either. That being said, it wasn't dark enough of a black. I wanted a really black, and I got that here for sure. Plus, this stuff is really, really cool. It's so cool how grippy this stuff is. We have lost all light. We're in the shade. The tree, this big old poplar right here in front of me is blocking the sun. thing about that bead blast is the contrast from the logo and that shiny edge. I love it. It's awesome. So I'm gonna do some versions of, you know, like all the knives, but you can imagine a Hornet with black Cerakote and black screws. It would be all blacked out. I think that would be absolutely awesome. I just do. I love this. But there you have it. All three of those Grip-Tecs. I don't know why I have no light all of a sudden. Let's move over here. See if I got a little more light. There we go. Pretty sweet. So, like I was saying, next week I will be doing mostly hawk and eagle stuff. Now, all the hawks are heat treated, profiled, drilled, heat treated. They've just got to be ground and then finish ground, and that alone will take a good while, but it won't be too bad. Honestly, I got 2 more days on all of the hawks, all 12 of the hawks, and they're done in boxes. 2 more days on that, 2.5 more days with Kydex. But the eagles now, those I've just gotten into a state of profiled. I spent a few hours, 3 hours last week, getting them into the state that they are in now. 17 of 18, and I left one in just uncut form so I could start a video. This coming week, I will be dropping a video, 2 videos. One of them will be some testing on an eagle, and the other one will be the making of the eagle. I already did a video for the hawk, and I already did a video for the huntsman. I got to do one for the eagle, and we will. I wanted to tell you guys that, and I'll announce this again in the next testing video, and it'll be with this eagle right here. Now, this one has already been abused and beaten to hell. For the past few weekends, I have been out clearing trails in the woods for kids to ride their 4-wheeler on, and I have abused this one to the point of like hitting it off of rocks. The edge is damaged right here and right here and at the tip, and it's very, very, very minor damage as well. I'll be able to take this right back to a 220 grit belt and take that right out with probably 2 passes on each side. So no big deal. But I don't know. I'm abusive with my knives because I like to test the limits. I want to know what it's like if somebody that is negligent with them, with a knife, with my knife, what it's going to look like. Well, this is it right here. I haven't oiled this. I haven't done anything with it. I haven't cleaned it, not once. It's ADCR V2. You can see it's still bright and shiny everywhere except for up here. That's not rust. That's dirt. There's no rust on this knife at all, anywhere. It's just filled with sap and chlorophyll and dirt. That's all dirt up there. This knife has been through the ringer already. It has had hours and hours and hours of chopping and abuse. I've done some batoning with it. It's been a good one already, for sure. But I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna show it on the testing video, or just a demonstration of video, just playing with it, I guess. And then I'll clean it up and restart the test all over again. I'm not gonna make it brand new clean. I'm just gonna clean all that dirt and shit off of it and refresh the edge and start all over. So the announcement that I was wanting to make about these, as you can see, that belt loop on there is super stiff. That is what I had intended to do all along. Instead, we had these not stiff enough. This is extremely stiff. Now this is scuba webbing. Not the same as this black nylon webbing. Now this is classified as a heavy duty webbing. Heavy duty my ass. I mean, it's plenty strong. It's just not stiff enough. And what happens is the knife will kind of flop around. Now, this was much needed. So I bought a 150-foot roll of this stuff, and of course I use it for the Huntsmans, the First Strikes, Walkabouts, the Eagles. All the big knives get these droppers. And it has, this sheath has been tossed around and laid in the dirt. It's held up, all of it's held up really good, and it hasn't been used a whole lot. It's just the knife has been used a lot. So, you know, not trying to overhype my sheath or anything, but I'm really excited to bring both of those videos out. The making of and the testing of the Eagle. This knife drops April 25th, and 18 of them will be dropping. 18. We'll be adding nat to the colors. That is another thing that I need to go ahead and clear up. It was supposed to just be blue, green, and red, the Blood Eagle. Scab's got the Blood Eagle. PBKG's got the Blood Eagle right now. Scab sent it to him. They've done their videos on it. PBKG's video drops on the 24th, the day before, or somewhere in there is when his video is going to drop on it. And he did some pretty good testing with it too. Seems like it's a fairly substantially useful blade, in my opinion. I feel like this knife is a lot more useful than the Huntsman. Gabe agrees as well. I just think it's a better knife, and I think everybody that gets one's going to enjoy it for sure. I'm enjoying mine a lot. The grind on this one is just a little higher than the Huntsman, and it makes it not quite as steep in the shoulders down here above the edge. Now the edge thickness is about the same as the Huntsman. It's pretty thick edge. I have not measured it. It's probably closer to 55, 60. It's pretty thick. But it's got that 17, 18 degree edge on it. And I mean, it's held up. I have hit rocks directly, and I mean right dead on. Didn't know they were there. I was just chopping for roots, and whack, and you hear it clink. Oof. But it's done that several times, and it hasn't had any major issues. That's what I want to know. I want to know what happens when you get negligent and abusive with it. How's it going to hold up? I guess I have always done that with my knives because I have had the mentality of if I break it, I could just make another one. I've been very abusive with all of my knives. This is my EDC Adventure. You can see it's got some hammer strikes on the back. I didn't have plans to abuse it. It just happened. You know, sometimes you get in a situation where all you have is these one or two tools that you can reach, and something needs done right now. In this case, I was trying to move something that had a wire attached to it, and the wire was keeping this, I want to say it was a big old board that had some wire attached to it, and it got hung on something, and I was in a weird position, and all I had within reach was my knife and a hammer, And so I used the hammer. I stuck the knife on the piece of wire, and I used the hammer and whacked it a couple of times to cut that wire off so I could get the board out of the awkward position that I was in. It's abuse. It's 100% abuse to try and cut shit like wires with your knife, and then to use a hammer with it. It's abuse. But that's all I got out of it. One little, one right here is, it kind of drives me nuts because you can feel it right here. But these aren't so bad. And then the edge, no damage to the edge. I actually put a new edge on this knife today. Not because of that. This has been like this for quite a while. But when you resharpen with like a rod over and over and over, you'll end up changing your edge angle and making it more and more and more convex until it gets to the wrong angle. And then you'll have to touch it up again properly and not just quick touch-ups. So I've only had to put an edge on that knife twice. Not because I've damaged them either. That's just how much I've used it and sharpened it. I've carried it every single day since right before Blade Shows when I made that one. And I'm gonna replace it right before Blade Show. So next month, I will be getting myself a new EDC, and it'll be another adventure. It's always gonna be another adventure. It's never gonna change. I've found the knife that I want to be buried with, and this is it. I don't know, I just like that one. It's my number one, always will be. What else? I always feel like there's something else. Maybe not. This was pretty good chat, huh? Not too bad. Better than no videos, which I have been notorious for here lately. Just been busy. And once we get into a routine and we get the mess that is our life completely ironed out, you know, we're still trying to get finished in the house, and we did some moving yesterday. We got some dressers and some other personal belongings out of storage. We got rid of one of the 3 storage units that we have. I'm gonna end up keeping one of them just so I don't ever have to move any of this stuff, because I don't have a good shed for it to go in here, and I just don't want to move it, be honest. It's all nice and neat in there on shelves. But our last indoor unit, once I get my piano moved, then, and our table will be just about out of it as well. That'll be nice. We're just trying to get back on track. We don't ever seem to have time for anything because we have so much to do, and we're way out of whack. We're way out of whack. But it's not a big deal. We're not sweating it too bad. It's just something we got to do. I hope that we will be completely back on track within the next month or so. I would say by Blade Show is when I would like to be somewhat normalized in the house. I would like the moving to be just about done at least. That would be nice, but we'll see. Because I'm ready for days off. Days off for us lately has not meant no work. It just means not working on work. If that makes any sense, I guess. Well, we're just ready to sit down and have a chill. It's been nice today though. But the missus is working and I'm out doing videos. So she needs to be off work and I need to be chilling with her on Sunday. That is where we are trying to get to. And I won't quit making videos as long as I'm able. So I appreciate all your support, guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very, very, very much for all of your continued support. I appreciate you more than you know. No matter how big or small, I'm thankful. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.